So I'm here, back again with a new deck profile. It has been a long time for a proper deck profile. But in this deck profile I won't have the cards on the right. I don't think I'm that interested in editing, but maybe I will. We will see. You will all see. But yes, it is Suships again. So yesterday I went sadly 1-1 with Suships. I lost the first round again, Sprite, because they Ibli locked me, and I did not prepare my side deck for Ibli because I had to go again to the OTS store. But hey, it is what it is. So getting Ibli locked 2 times and then going second deck, yeah, no thank you. Second game I won. I lost the first round, won the 2 round against. How is the deck called again? It's that for higher runic deck. I think that those were. Oh, Sprite was also an engine. Well, you get the point. I lost the first round very hard. I won the second round very hard, and the third round was a very beautiful back and forth. But I had Ash NIBIRU. Oh no, that was the second game. Second game I had Ash NIBIRU, so Ash for the fountain, search, and then it is what it is. And then next up, the third round was against. Oh, that was a draw against Traptrix. I could have won that round if I didn't help my opponent again, because I was saying, oh, you can do this line, but then you can do that. Maybe you know that I have Nibiru, you know that I have Kaiju, so how will you play around them, you know? But maybe I could have won if instead of the draw, but it is what it is. And game 4 was against Rescue 8. Like a very good friend of mine playing Rescue 8. I lost that one, 1-2. I won the first round very hard. I lost the second round very hard because I had 3 unis in my hand. Yeah, that sucks. And the fourth round, or the third round, sorry, was a brick. You can't do anything about it. In Suships, a brick is a brick. You can't do anything about it. It sucks. We all know it. We all hate it, but it is what it is. So let's get to the deck profile. And of course, we have our big boy, the 3 normal Suships. This is just a card that you always need. It's a starter of the deck, of course. It's Suship Shari. There's nothing much to say. This is the starter of the deck. Then you have Suship, GUNKAN Suship Shari Red. This is the best card in the deck if you have itself, another copy of itself, or the Shari. And this card summons our negation card, our Zeus Maker. This card can summon the Popper, the Searchers for all other things. If you can interrupt your opponent, this card is amazing. Next up is GUNKAN Suship Uni, 3 of it. Yes, this card is very amazing. You can target a Shari or a GUNKAN card in your hand, special summon it, and then if it was a Shari, you can either special summon the Shari, or you can, if it wasn't the Shari, you have to put it back into the deck. Then you can target itself or another Suship, make that other Suship level 5 or this one level 4. And then search a Shari to your hand. This card is amazing. I also play 3 IKURA, Suship GUNKAN Suship IKURA. This card is amazing. This card is very strong. There's nothing much to say about it. Well, it's not very strong, but it's still an extender. It can go into every rank 4 play you have. There's nothing bad about this card. Thank you very much. No need for explanation. Then we have 3 GUNKAN Suship SHIRAUO. This card is also very good. This card can do so many things if you're able to special summon it by its own effect, or normal summon it by just using your normal summon, activating its effect, putting on top, special summoning a GUNKAN Suship or a GUNKAN card, a GUNKAN monster, I have to say, then putting on top of the deck up until 3 Sharis. I mostly put on top 1, and then you can, like, if you special summon a Shari, you can overlay, draw, or activate the summon of the Dreadnought, draw, search, and then you can go into more combo plays. This card is amazing. I really like. I bumped them all up of the card. So the next card is not a card you need, but I just pulled it, so why not? It's Ashira Fenrir. It's a very strong card. Going first, going second, it's just a strong card. There's nothing much to say. Thank you for this card. Then we have 2 Lava Golems. You don't need your normal summon most of the times. So why not just use a special summon Lava Golem and lock your opponent, or no, not lock, just get removing of some cards. So I would replace this card instead of for more Kaijus, because in this meta at the moment, not everyone summons a lot of monsters, and most of the time I fight against people that only have 1 monster, and if they have 2 or more, I most of the time just want to get rid of 1. Next up is 1 Kaiju. It was the Fire Kaiju because it's a Fire Kaiju, and I love it. Nothing much to say about it. It's a Kaiju. For the hand traps, I played 2 Nibiru, and I will cut Nibiru out of this, out of here, out of the main deck at least, because not enough people summon 5 or more, and the only person that did it was the Runic player, and I would have sided that on game 2 and 3 against him, against the Runic Fire player. So I never needed to discard. You can rather play like more hand traps, for instance, like Ghost Spell or something like that, right? Then next up, of course, I played 2 Ash. Brand is still strong, especially in my locals. This card can do a lot of things. Even against rogue decks, it can still kill them. Then for the spells, we have 3 GUNKAN Suship Ketchup the Day. I played this card at 3, but I think this card is way better at 2. I didn't really like it at 3 because sometimes I just had it too much in my hand. And for this card to work, you need to have Shari in your hand. And that is the most painful thing there is about this card. It is a very strong card. This support has been very, very amazing. But I just don't know if I want to play it at 2 or at 3. I'm still debating about it. Then we have the Fuse Spell. This card, you can read it on your own. It does a lot, yet it does not much. Yeah, that's it. There's nothing much to say about it. Then next up, the Goaded card in the deck. 3 Painful Decisions. This card just as you red. As you GUNKAN Suship Shari red, this card is amazing. Thumbs up to this card. For this card. Next up, I played 1 Unexpected Die. You can cut this out for maybe more hand traps, maybe more board breakers. This card was very, very bad for me. Most of the times. I don't know. It's okay, maybe. Yeah, I just don't know about it for sure. I rather play more hand traps. I played 2 Ready Fusions. This card I will cut definitely. It's a funny extender to get into some more plays, but I rather have maybe more monsters, maybe more recyclers, maybe more spell, maybe more trap cards, or anything, or maybe more diversity for going first. This card, with being how tight the extra deck is in Suships, I do not like to put 1 or 2 vanilla monsters in it just for an extra summon. Then I played 2 Triple Tactics Talents. This card is amazing. Just take your opponent's monster, make a Zeus, and wipe their board. Thank you very much. Or draw 2. Because in Suships we have the problem that sometimes we don't have the right draws, and if they Ash, we get stopped. So you can then draw 2 for more plays if you need to. Because you are more of a going second deck, or I actually only going second deck, of course, a Harpy Cell Adjuster, why not? This card is very, very amazing. Nothing much to say about it. Next up, we have the 1 trap card, GUNKAN Suship Daily Special. This card is very strong, very amazing. I would like to have 3 of this card, but I think 2 is just enough. I want to have 2 of this card, but 1 is just enough, and definitely in a tight deck like this. And then as last but not least, it is evenly matched. This card is very, very strong. I would not put this out of this going second deck. It's evenly matched. What do you want me to say? This was a 40 card main deck. So let's get into the extra deck. I played 2 of each of the Suship cards. So we played 2 GUNKAN Suship Uni class Super Dreadnoughts. This card is the Zeus maker because it can attack directly if properly summoned. It can draw a card and it can negate cards equal to the GUNKAN Suship Exist monsters that are special for extra. Thank you. Good card. Next up is the GUNKAN Suship SHIRAUO class Carrier. This card is a searcher of the deck. It can buff your monsters up. It can make them, I think, not targetable. Let me read for a second. Yes, they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, so that is also amazing. If you have the field spell, of course, but most of the time you draw and search the spell. And then for the last GUNKAN monster is GUNKAN Suship IKURA class Dreadnought. This card is amazing. If you can make this one and the Super Dreadnought, Uni class destroyer, you can especially pop a card on the field. So this card works. This deck works very well with NIBIRU. Like if you NIBIRU, then you make these 2, and then you just attack your opponent directly, pop the token, and attack twice per game. That's the deck. Yes, it's a funny deck, pretty strong deck. Then I played one Abyss Dweller. I will definitely put this Abyss Dweller not into the deck, because, well, maybe I don't know. I think Redoer is a better card, but maybe you can keep Abyss Dweller in the deck. Just look at your locals and look at what the decks are in this meta. It's still a strong going first deck, but maybe you can rather play Bukuska, for instance. Then one of the overperformed cards, number 101 Silent Honor Arc. This card is actually crazy and amazing and very, very cool. Yeah, I have nothing much to say. This card just makes people scared. The person had a Zeus on the field. I summoned this card and he was like, oh shit, and he had to Zeus immediately. That was very funny. Next up, Drill Driver Vespenato. This card has piercing damage, can summon on any rank 4 Exist monsters, and when this card is destroyed by your opponent, you can special summon back a level 4 or a level 5 or lower monster. So it can do some stuff for replayability. I really like this card. I think I need to cut this card, but I just like this card way too much to not play it. Next up, we have 2 Zeus. This deck is in make Zeus.exe. So if you have 1 Zeus, that's fair enough. You only need 1 Zeus, but 2 Zeus is just it's just strong. Okay, that's it. For the fusion monsters, I played Rare Fish and I played Darkfire Dragon. Sadly, there is no fire rank 4 fusion monster. That is a normal monster. So, well, rip us, I guess, right? So these cards I will like to remove for a Redoer and another Link monster. That is maybe better for when people IP Masquerade or Knightmare Ibliloku. Then we have as a Link monster, Duelittle Chimera. This card is very funny. It bumps every fire monster their attack with 500, and every water monster loses 500. And then when this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can add back from your graveyard to your hand a fire monster. So it's pretty cool, it's pretty funny, nothing much to say. And then as last we had Unicorn, Nightmare Unicorn. It's just strong cards. It can out a lot of cards that you normally cannot. Next up, for the side deck, I played 2 Kaijus extra. I couldn't find my water Kaijus in time, so just play more water Kaijus. I played the Bestial, a lot of Bestials, because Bestials are still really strong. So why just not play the Bestials, right? In the side deck, I did not need them, but a lot of people play branded, so it's still a good decision to have them into the deck. Then for the last, monsters. Yeah, Barry Session of Dreadnought. This card won me a game. Yes, this card is very, very funny. If you know you're going first because your opponent is not nice to you, you can just try to summon this card because you do not need your normal summon. And if you have a lot of draws, so you can draw into this card, or you can of course start with this card and your opponent cannot special summon monsters except fire monsters. So that's a very cool card. Next up, I played 2 Grave of the Super Ancient Organism. Because Branded is still strong, a lot of decks summon a lot of high level monsters. But sadly this card was not that great for me. This card can be anything what you want. I was more looking for going first cards if my opponent made me go first. Then as the last 2 cards I played 2 Lightning Storms. Just for back rate, nothing much. And you cannot play them. The side deck is missing 2 cards because I had some cards in the side deck that I should not have had. But this was my Suship deck. Yeah, this was the deck. I really am proud of this deck. Maybe you can play more with some hand traps, or maybe because I designated for the Ash and the NIBIRU targets, right? But overall, I'm really happy about this deck. There's nothing much to say. I'm sorry that the camera is for some reason putting everything on the wrong side. I'm trying to fix it. I don't know how yet. But thank you all for watching and have a nice day.